Hey folks, David York here at the York Way. About to change a brake fluid in my Triumph Street Triple RS. Wanted to take a few minutes and talk to you folks about how and why we change the brake fluid in your Indians when you bring them into us for service. I'm not a believer in subjective methods of testing or reviewing parts of the bike. I like tools that will tell me the truth. So one of the tools that we use is this tool made by Autool. This tests your brake fluid, and what it's testing in your brake fluid is for moisture content. Moisture content is what makes your brake fluid go bad. Brake fluid by nature is hygroscopic, which means it attracts moisture. And the reason that's bad is moisture in brake fluid lowers your boiling point in your brake fluid. So on this bottle of Indian brake fluid, which I happen to think is good brake fluid, you can see that 521 degrees Fahrenheit right there. That is the boiling point of that brake fluid. So when we're servicing brakes on Indians, we're always putting Indian brake fluid back in. 521 degrees Fahrenheit boiling point, that's what it's rated when it's new coming out of the bottle. When it starts getting moisture in it, 1%, 2%, 3% moisture, that boiling point starts coming down. What does that mean to you as an operator, as a rider? It means that the more heat that you have in your brakes, the closer you are to that boiling point. And if that brake fluid flash boils, especially if you're in an emergency stop situation and that brake fluid flash boils, you will effectively have no braking or little braking power when you need it most. So that's why it's important to change your brake fluid. If you wait a long time in between brake fluid changes and or you get a lot of moisture in your brake fluid, your brake feel is going to be really soft and spongy, and it's probably going to fail you when you need it most. So that's why it's important to change your brake fluid. It doesn't even take us very long to change brake fluid. Now, how do we do it? As I said, we use this tool. I'll show you. I've got this bottle of, this is a Prestone Max brake fluid. This is DOT4, it's a Max synthetic. I think I picked these up at AutoZone. It has a boiling point of about 505. So it's really close to that Indian boiling point. We don't put this in Indians. We use the Indian brake fluid in the Indians, but in other bikes, we'll use this, whether it's in the brake fluid or if you have a hydraulic clutch. It's very simple. Power this tool on, stick the probe down in the brake fluid, select the proper DOT4 in this case, and hit the test button. And in a couple of seconds, it's going to beep at us and tell us how much moisture is in this brake fluid. This bottle's been open a couple of months. It's always been sealed with the top on it. Nevertheless, it's been open. It's going to wipe this probe off and show you. It says 1.2% moisture on it. Now that's still good. You can see it's telling us okay. If we start getting between 2 and 3% moisture, you're kind of in that warning zone of, hey, you're going to need to change your brake fluid pretty soon. You get above 3%, it's going to tell you it's bad. This tool actually won't even measure above 4% because anything above 4% is just bad brake fluid. So let's check my rear brake fluid here. Pop the top off the reservoir. I'm gonna stick the tool in. We're still on DOT4. We're gonna hit test. There we go, we're done testing. And now you can see why we're changing that brake fluid. It's got more than 4% moisture in the back.